Hello and namaste everyone. So there is a good news for all of those who were unhappy about the Spider-Woman situation. So Kabam has announced that Spider-Woman will now not be getting a nerf to her evade counter ability. They will still be removing her ensnare debuff, but the evade will now work with her fumble debuff instead. So I will go ahead and read the complete dev diary so that you can know more about it. So the dev diary reads as follows. Dev diary finding a middle ground. It was posted by Kabam Rex. Greetings summoners. Marvel Contest of Champions has had its door open for over 3945 days. Needless to say, the 13th September of 2025 have not been a highlight of the contest. Today we want to address the recent Spider-Woman balance update, recent game changes and the valid concerns raised by the community. Our goal is to provide transparency, acknowledge where we fell short and outline how we are working to find a middle ground that respects not only the health of the game but also your trust in us. So basically they are acknowledging that the recent communication in September month has not been really well received by the community, and that is why they are making this post so that they can restore the trust with the community. So after that, they are saying that part of restoring that trust is having the accountability to come forth and say we missed the mark. That they for sure did. After taking time to comb through all the feedback, yes, we really do read and listen to all of it. I think it's fair to say that the mark was missed. So here they are again assuring that whatever the feedback is submitted by the community, they make sure to go through all of it. We stated that Spider-Woman's update was intended to address her defensive threat, but the changes outlined also have a large impact on her offensive capabilities. The disconnect between our stated goals and the proposed adjustment was a significant oversight. We understand this caused rightful confusion and frustration, especially for players who invested in her. This change substantially reduces her offensive utility, which doesn't align with the focus we communicated. This impacts the player experience in negative ways that we did not intend. So basically they are again confirming that what they said was that they were trying to reduce her defensive abilities, but they ended up reducing her offensive abilities also, which was not their intended goal. A key goal is keeping Marvel Contest of Champions fair, fun and competitive. Our balance program is a cornerstone of this commitment, allowing us to adjust champions who are significantly overperforming to ensure a healthy meta, or underperforming so that they see usage across the contest. Spider-Woman's performance, particularly her defensive output, was identified as exceeding her intended thresholds. If we have fought her on Node 42 in Alliance War, you know just how terrifying she can be in the right scenario. While we strongly stand by the need for balance changes to maintain long and short-term game health, we recognize the execution of this one wasn't up to our standards. Okay, so they are saying that there were some particular scenarios in which Spider-Woman was really hard to fight on defense. So what's the plan? To be entirely candid, there was a breakdown in our internal process for the Spider-Woman update. The changes were implemented through the proper channels, but this process revealed opportunities for improving the approval framework internally. The current process led to a lack of clarity and inadequate communication to you, which was a mistake, and we take full responsibility for it. After taking all of this in, we are going to be adjusting Spider-Woman's update to better align with our goals, while keeping the identity of Spider-Woman intact on offense. We still will be removing ensnare from her kit, as we feel the general ability accuracy reduction is what makes her unhealthy on defense. So what they are saying is that they will still be removing the ensnare debuff because they feel that the ability accuracy reduction that is a part of ensnare debuff makes her really hard to fight on defense. However, alongside this removal, while her fumbles is active, her opponent will not be able to evade. So now what they are making is that the fumble debuff that she applies will now be the part of her evade countering kit. One thing to note on this, since her fumble is a severe debuff, this makes her an even stronger and more reliable evade counter. So they are saying that since it is a severe debuff, so severe debuffs are those which cannot be purified. So that is why they are saying that now evade being a part of fumble debuff makes her a stronger and more reliable evade counter rather than it being a part of her ensnare debuff. So this is a good thing in my opinion, that at least now she will be able to keep her evade counter in her kit, and she will still be able to counter many evade mechanics. A key point here is that we won't reverse every unpopular decision just because it's controversial, if we believe it's ultimately the right call for the game's overall benefit. So basically what they are saying here is that just because community feels that the change being made is not called for, they will not reverse or change every other decision that is being made. In this scenario, based on our feedback and after careful review, we believe we could have chosen a better course of action, and it would be stubborn on our part to double down on this instead of taking time to reevaluate and course correct to a better outcome, which I feel is a good thing, that they listened to the community's feedback and implemented it to make sure that SpiderWoman does not feel like she has been nerfed on offense while actually trying to nerf on our defense. Further adaptive event quest updates. Last month we launched our adaptive event quest, which has been very controversial so far. I personally liked the previous overview a lot more because I like to play through Paragon Gauntlet. After it was live for about a week, it was clear we needed to make an immediate update. We said that we would be significantly reducing the health and attack values in both classic and other difficulties, as we didn't realize the scope in which our casual players utilize the event quest as their main source of gameplay. We cut the values by 30%, which is a significant margin for an emergency update, and while we believe we landed in a solid spot for elder difficulty, with there only being one difficulty for classic, we feel it was not enough for some of our casual players. So they are going to make some changes with the new adaptive difficulty quest format as well. So they will be reducing the health of defenders in the classic mode even further, and they will be launching an elder difficulty for Cavalier and Thronebreaker players. I think the difficulty for Thronebreaker players and Cavalier players will be now separate from those of Valiants. Our goal here is to make classic an approachable event quest experience where you can experience the monthly story of Marvel Contest of Champions without feeling like you need to stay hyper engaged to enjoy your session. We want to add an elder difficulty for lower progression players who want to push and challenge themselves further than their current roster might suggest they can go, and the addition of elder for those players means more challenge as well as the potential for more rewards. We have also heard the wave of feedback loud and clear that for our Valiant players, requiring a classic run simply feels like busy work on the way to elder. It's hard to disagree with this sentiment. We have full intentions to allow Valiant players to bypass classic in the near future. However, this requires additional engineering work that we don't currently have the capacity to support due to other features already in progress for this year. So unfortunately, we won't be able to make this happen immediately, but we are targeting early next year for when we will be able to add this feature. Do keep in mind, while this is a few months away, classic should move much quicker now due to the further reduction in health across the map. So what they are saying is, in future they are planning to remove the requirement of classic difficulty completion for the Valiant players to be able to play elder difficulty, which is a good thing again, but they will not be implementing it soon. They will be implementing it in the next year because they have other things planned that are already in the pipeline. A decision on Elder's marks and battleground. So here is another update. So Elder's marks are not being removed as was mentioned earlier. To round out this September's dev diary, we have to talk about energy and Elder's marks. As you know, we had intentions to overhaul the energy economy to maintain pacing and make different modes of gameplay feel more meaningful than they have been. When we communicated our plan to pivot, we said that we had taken your concerns about the Elder's marks removal to heart and we are re-evaluating. We took a lot of time to consider all possible options, and ultimately we are happy to be able to tell you that Elder's marks will be staying and will act as the exclusive entry into competitive ranked battlegrounds. So basically Elder marks are not going anywhere. Now Elder's marks will no longer be directly purchasable for units, however. Okay, so previously you could have bought Elder's marks for units. Now you would need to convert 15 energy, for which you can get 90 Elder's marks. So basically you can still buy the Elder's marks through units, but you will have to first buy energy and then convert that energy into units. And they have explained here that previously for 135 units you got 315 Elder's marks, but now for the price of 4 energy refills, which is 120 units, you can now get 1620 Elder's marks, which is significantly more. So now then they explain why they are doing this. We wanted a proper way to distinguish between ranked and unranked battleground entry queues. Surprise, unranked battlegrounds matches will be launching alongside season 34 and will cost 5 energy per round and will match you to your opponent based on the size of your roster. Okay, so this is being done for those players who want to play battlegrounds while being pitted against a very high end roster and so not being able to play comfortably. So unranked matches will be there where players will be able to compete against similar size of rosters. We feel this update is long overdue and will give summoners with smaller rosters an avenue to play the mode without being forced to match against accounts much larger than their own, effectively boxing them out from engaging with game mode in a way that feels fun and fair for them. So basically, if you will play unranked matches, the opponent that you will get will be similar to your roster only. It will not be a very high-end roster. Changes to prevent future missteps. To ensure this doesn't happen again, we are implementing stricter oversight for important game updates. This includes enhanced internal review processes to ensure all adjustments align with our design philosophy and receive proper approvals. Improved pre-release testing to confirm changes match their intended purpose. These steps are already in motion and we are committed to seeing through moving forward. Looking ahead, we are very aware that September was not our best month. Some of the issues were outside of our control, like services we depend on going offline. However, most of the problems were our fault and we know we need to be better. We are currently building that general compensation package for you that was promised due to connection issues that started last month. We are hoping to have this to you by Friday and think you will be pleased with the contents. So basically they are saying that a general compensation will be released to the players for the issues that were experienced by the players in the September month. We have a lot of updates and surprises to share with you on this upcoming live stream on October 3rd. So tomorrow there will be a live stream, one of which I am personally extremely excited for, and even more surprises during our upcoming Summoners Fest. Whether you will be there in person or watching at home, we want this to be a time of celebration in the contest where every summoner is proud to spend their time in the battle realm and walks away feeling excited and hopeful for the future. We don't want our players to feel frustrated or like their time, money and feelings aren't valued. Bluntly, we aren't proud of the product we have put out on the field the past few months. We apologize for this and we are going to be taking steps to ensure we get back on track and make the best game possible for you, like we always say we want to do. The reality is we can't promise you that every decision we make is going to hit the mark and that there aren't going to be any more mistakes. That would be a ridiculous promise, but what we can promise is that every decision we make is what we feel is best for the game and its long-term future and for our players. We feel confident that the outcome of everything discussed in this dev diary is landing in the best spot for the future of the game. We are committed to making Marvel Contest of Champions a premium experience where every summoner feels heard, valued and respected. The SpiderWoman update was a learning moment for us and we are already using it to strengthen our process. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Thank you for sticking with us. Until next time, we'll see you in the battle realm. So basically they are saying that they realize that they have made a lot of mistakes and they are trying to be better and will try to be as better as possible in the near future as well, and will make sure to reduce the errors to as minimum as possible. So 3 major takeaways from this dev diary are that first of all, SpiderWoman will still be able to counter evade after her balancing. Second is that elder marks are not being removed, and third is that adaptive event quest will still see an overhaul in the classic difficulty where the health values will be further reduced so that players can move through it more quickly. I hope this video was informative for you. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye bye. Namaste everyone.